Have you ever noticed how clutter affects your energy? Not dramatically, but subtly. You feel it in small ways. A slight heaviness, a lack of clarity, a sense of being overwhelmed without knowing why. And then something interesting happens. You clean, you organize, you remove what you no longer need. And suddenly, everything feels different, not because you added something new, but because you created space. Space for movement, space for clarity, space for ease. Now take that same principle and apply it to your life. Because clutter doesn't just exist physically, it exists emotionally, relationally, mentally. There are conversations you keep revisiting that no longer serve you. There are relationships you maintain out of habit, not alignment. There are thoughts you entertain that reinforce old versions of yourself. And all of that takes up space. Now here's where it becomes real, because you may say, I want something better. But your life is still full of what no longer fits. And the two cannot coexist. Not fully, because one is the past, and the other is the future. And you are standing in the middle, trying to hold both. Which leads to stagnation, not because you're not moving, but because you're not releasing. Now pause again and ask yourself honestly, what are you still holding that's taking up space meant for something better? Don't rush the answer, let it surface. Because you already know it's the thing that comes to mind immediately and then gets pushed away just as quickly. That relationship you've outgrown, that environment that drains you, that pattern that keeps repeating, that identity you've already moved beyond. You feel it, you've felt it, but you haven't released it. And so it stays, not because it's meant to, but because it still has space. And this is where a deeper realization begins to form. Letting go is not about loss. It's about making room. Room for alignment, room for expansion, room for something that actually reflects who you are now. But here's what makes this difficult. Because creating space often comes with a temporary feeling of emptiness. And most people misinterpret that emptiness. They think something is missing, something is wrong. I need to fill this. So they rush. They replace quickly, they distract themselves. They go back to what they released, just to avoid that feeling. But what if that emptiness is not a problem? What if it's a necessary phase? Because that space, that quiet, open, undefined space, is where new alignment begins to form. It's where clarity sharpens. It's where direction becomes visible. It's where something new has the opportunity to enter, but only if you allow it. Only if you don't rush to fill it with something familiar. Now think about this. Every time you've experienced a major shift in your life, there was a space before it. A moment where things felt uncertain, undefined, open. And then, something new appeared. A new opportunity, a new direction, a new connection. But it didn't arrive while you were holding on to the old. It arrived after you created space. This is the rhythm most people resist. Release, then receive. Not the other way around. Because receiving without releasing creates overload. But releasing first creates alignment. Now imagine approaching your life with this understanding. Instead of constantly trying to add, you begin by subtracting. You remove what feels heavy. You release what feels forced. You clear what no longer reflects you. And you trust that what belongs in your life will naturally fill that space. Not randomly, but precisely. Because once space exists, Alignment has somewhere to land. And this is where stagnation ends. Not when you find something new, but when you make room for it.